Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Coming up tomorrow, we're at Giuseppe's to see if they're making the state line's best pasta. Plus, we'll introduce you to Mason from the Oscar Mike Foundation. One more thing before we go tonight, we have another GDS Teacher Check-in. Tonight we have Wendy Taylor, an AP Statistics teacher at Belvedere North. Hey, Wendy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. AP Stats is a really hard class. What is it like teaching something so difficult to high school students?
The biggest challenge is that I get these honors kids who are used to mathematics, and they come in and then they're in an analysis class. So all of a sudden they're writing paragraphs in a class that they thought they were going to be adding and subtracting.
It's got to be like hitting them in the face, like, oh, okay, you got to think a little different in this math class.
Yep, absolutely.
How did you end up teaching math in high school?
Very interesting. I got my undergrad degree in theater, and then I realized when I graduated I didn't want to do that as a profession. And so it took a few years to figure out that I wanted to go back to school and become a math teacher, which I did, and now I teach here at North, and I also do adjunct teaching at Rock Valley.
How many years have you been teaching math?
24 this year.
Okay, that's a lot of years, Wendy. You have a lot of experience with this. What makes each year different for you, and how do you keep motivated to do that?
Right. I mean, it's the kids mostly. We've got amazing kids here at Belvedere North, and I've been with the school since we opened. So I was at Belvedere High School before that. But you especially since COVID, each year's got its own challenges, and we're all adjusting and everything. But mainly, it's just knowing these kids as individuals and getting to know their lives.
Yeah. Speaking of COVID, being a math teacher in high school, right? That has to be a certain thing that you experienced virtually teaching and with your students virtually learning. Obviously, every subject really had a different spin on this. What did you learn about yourself and your students when you had to deal with all that virtual learning with something so hard like math?
Right. Well, I mean, the kids knew what to expect with math. They didn't learn it as well virtually as they would normally. But I think the whole situation of COVID is what everyone is still recovering from.
Yeah.
And everyone's at different levels of trauma from it still. And some of us are hopefully past a lot of it, but we're still seeing the effects and also the benefits, like learning how to do meetings online and being able to give them their assignments virtually and stuff.
Sure.
We're still doing a lot of that, even though we're back in person.
Why do you think it's so important for these kids, especially in high school, to be in the classroom in person with you and with their fellow students?
Yeah, there's just something about being able to look into their eyes. I became a teacher because one of my best friends would ask me for help, and I would look into her eyes and I would just somehow know what she needed to hear at that moment. And virtually, you just don't get that. And so it's to have them here, to be able to look at them and see where it is they get stuck, but also the collaboration. That's such an important skill that we're trying to teach them, and they can't do that when they're virtual.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're happy that you are back in the classroom and you're doing this again for the 24th year, Wendy. Yep. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right, if you're watching at home, if you have a teacher in your life that you know of that we should talk to, or maybe even someone who just works in the education system here in the Rockford area, please let us know all about this person. Email us at gds@fox39. We would love to check in with your favorite teacher in the Rockford area, but you have to tell us who that person is or else we won't know. All right, keep voting for the State Line's Best Pasta too at gooddaystateline.com. Have a fantastic rest of your night. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.